Hey, Flo here. About to do another woodworking stream. This will probably be kind of a short one because it's just getting kind of late. But there's only a few things I really need to do to finish this project up. So I will get outside and get everything set up. Just need to make a few cuts. Not really ready, so that's why I'm not showing the video quite yet. Just gotta get a few things set up first and then I'll be online. Primarily, I just have to get my camera out here. So today I'm going to be trying something a little bit different that might affect my future decision process or just whatever tech that I use on future streams. It's a very minor change, but it might actually help my video stability on IRL streams. Long ago, like 5 years ago, I streamed in 720p. I started out in 720p, did so for a little while until I decided I wanted to bump it up to 1080. And that was mainly because at the time a lot of platforms preferred 720, like they recommended 720. These days it's not so much an issue. And of course I'd love to stream in 1080p, but I'm going to try in 720p today because the reason that's something I'm considering for IRL is because when I'm doing IRL, I don't usually have a good signal anyway. And you need to get a really good, halfway decent 1080p IRL video. You need like you need really like 6K. 6 megabits per second. And rarely do I get that kind of connection out and about. So, let's see. I think I can get this going now. So my thought process is if I bump it down to 720p, I can stream on about 3,000 or 3 megabits per second. And maybe it'll be a little bit more stable because let's say I'm in an area where I'm getting like 2,500 to 4,000 megabits per second. I think if I have my video set on 6 megabits, it's going to be like doing weird stuff. But if I have it set on 3,000, 3 megabits, then it will probably maintain its whatever connection it has a little bit more reliably. I think it's just the dropping in and out is problematic. So we'll see. I don't know. It's just a theory. I'm going to see what happens today. When I'm here at home, it doesn't matter so much, so this isn't really the best place to test this kind of thing, but we're going to do it anyway. So all I really need to do out here is cut a few boards, at least all that I know of at the moment is to cut three little pieces of board, and I need to cut 2 sheets of OSB plywood down to a particular length or width, whatever. And after that, everything else that I might do today, which isn't a whole lot, can be done inside the shop. So I just need to get those few things done real quick outside, and then I can continue the stream inside the shop. It's actually a little bit chilly today. Feels good. It feels fantastic. But it is almost like sweatshirt weather. I'd say it's like perfection, but okay. So yeah, I cut like a 3.5 inch piece of board for that caster or wheel a couple days ago, and I think I'm going to do the same for the rest of the 3 boards. I mean, for the rest of the 3 casters, and you'll see in a few minutes after I'm done with this why. But I just want to get these cuts done as quickly as possible while I still have light and stuff. So I'm looking for scraps that I can cut down at the moment. Smaller the better, so I waste least amount of wood possible. I'll almost definitely finish this workbench today because it's so close. It doesn't take much to finish it. Oh, whoops, I forgot to plug my battery bank in. Somebody's doing a barbecue. It smells good. I have not done a legitimate barbecue in a long time, probably since my parents do barbecues legitimately. I've never really been a guy that knows how to do barbecues that well. Cooking, any kind of cooking is not just my area of strength. Let's see, I wonder if I can make this a different angle. There we go. I thought I already had it on the wide angle, but apparently not. Okay, that's much better. You can see all of what I'm doing. So yeah, it's a way lower bit rate today, and you might be able to notice that, but as long as it's acceptable quality, I think I'll go with 720p. I could have 2 scenes, one for while I'm at home doing Wi-Fi, because I can have access to a more reliable bit rate, and then another, I could have 2 scenes, one with the higher bit rate for home and one with the lower bit rate for when I'm out hiking. And I might do that, but for the experimenting stage, why do I keep taking off my gloves? That's so weird. Oh, I know. I think I remember why I did that, but it doesn't matter. It's just some kind of weird habit. Anytime I'm working with my phones or doing anything intricate, take off the gloves because I can't really feel through these things. Okay, I just need to cut these boards down first, and then after that I'm going to do the cutting of the sheets, which will be more annoying because I have to either use my table saw or probably I'll have to use the circular saw, which I don't enjoy because my circular saw is not very good. Alright. So I'm just cutting some boards down to 3.5 inches. I look for ones that don't have weird cracks and knots in them. This one's particularly bad. It's got a big old chunk there. I could probably still use it. It's just I don't want the wood to split. And when you have smaller pieces like this, a decent chance it could split. Whereas when you have long ones, it's not super likely. Oh, I think I forgot to turn my noise cancellation off. On. I forgot to turn it on, so you're gonna hear all these saws and drills. If I had a way to like separately control the volume of the drill and the saw, I would prefer to leave it on, because then it would sound like you could actually hear what I'm doing. Little knocks and stuff would sound natural, but unfortunately it's either full volume or nothing. Let's see, what am I doing? Noise suppression on, okay. All right. I just want to make sure I don't annoy any viewers, or just somebody wearing headphones and then they suddenly hear this screaming, screeching noise with the saw. Might be a little bit much. I got severely messed up last night. You're gonna hear me clearing my throat a lot. I'll tell the story in just a second. This saw somehow got a little bit crooked, and I think that might be why some of the boards I had seem to be pushing things to one side or the other, and I bet that's why. I should check that every time I cut, but I'm gonna cut a tiny bit off the end of this too, for the same reason. Seeing mosquitoes already. It's kind of late, so I'm not surprised, but it seemed like maybe the coolness and the wind was gonna limit their activity a little bit, but apparently not. That one just saw me coming with my weapon of power. Okay. I have to remeasure this because I cut off a little bit. Cut the second one out of the same piece, just the right size. I think there's a mosquito on my back now. I wish there was something like mosquito immunity. I think there's foods you can eat to make them less attracted to you. It'd be cool if you got bitten so many times that your body just adapts and doesn't even care anymore. Okay, I got two, I just need one more. I might actually use this junky board because, yeah, it's junky, but it's all kind of shifted to that side, so as long as I drill my screws in through this way, I don't think it'll go far in enough to be affected by that junky stuff. Alright, that's all I need this saw for, I think. There's a mosquito. Come on, man. Alright, done with this. Need to blow it off though. I almost never use my shop vac for vacuuming stuff. It's really good for blowing, using as a blower. Oh shoot. I put that stuff on top of the table saw, which is what I need to use next. I wasn't thinking ahead on that one. So short story of, actually, you know what? I think I might have to use my circular saw instead, which is annoying, but I don't see the point of setting up my table saw if I can't really use it. Although, I think I can freehand it. I think I can freehand it better with my table saw than using that guide and stuff with the circular saw. My circular saw is so crappy. I should look into getting a track saw or some kind of track that's compatible with my current saw. Either make a jig or something, because it's just I find it to be a nuisance every time I use it in its current state, but I bet I could figure out a way to make it more enjoyable, more useful. But that's not for today. Today I think I'll just freehand it with my table saw, which I always forget I can do that, especially with smaller pieces. It's not quite as intimidating. Either that, or I could see if there's anything I could do to make a jig for this thing. I don't know if I could do that quick enough today. That's more of a future project. I have the capability though. There's some screw holes on the bottom of this thing, and I could just put a 2x4 on the bottom of it, on the front and back, and make kind of a sliding tray that moves in and out like that. Problem is it would be balanced improperly, so I'd have to either clamp it down while I'm using it or make the boards extend on either side so it's kind of balanced in the middle. Hey, Alameen. Good day to you as well. So, the thing I'm talking about though is basically what I need to do is cut one of these this direction. So I feel like I can probably just freehand it. Technically I could even do a little bit of a trickery. I think I've done this before. It's not ideal, but if I can find that guide thing. All chaotic and messy with all the stuff I've been working on. I don't have all my tools in any sensible arrangement here. Oh, there it is. So I might be able to do something like start this out, because this will help me keep it straight. I could start out using this on the very front edge of the cut, just kind of push it along this way. Problem is, even with this guide in there, I can move it side to side a little bit. I don't think that's going to help. I think I can probably just freehand it. I'll be able to see the blade like over the top of the board as it's cutting, and I can just like move it side to side as necessary and just hope that I get a nice even cut. I think I'm going to do it that way today. It's really not an ideal way to cut boards. Don't recommend it, but until I build some kind of extension for my table saw, that's kind of what I got to do. Unless I want to try to build that extension today. The thing is, I need specific screws that go in the bottom of my table saw, which I don't think I have. They need to be pretty long screws of a particular thread size and thickness, so I don't think I have anything like that, so we're just going to freehand it. Say, let's measure these. I think they're 24 inches wide. Yeah. So I think I need to cut it this direction 27 inches. Right here. I need to cut 2 of these. I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. I think I can manage. Again, it's not ideal. This is all because of that cut I keep describing when I went to the store and the guy was cutting, I wasn't watching, and he cut that extra piece. If he wouldn't have cut that extra piece, I'd have a 48 by 48 that I could cut down to 27. But since I have 2 24 by 48s, I have to cut them to 27, both of them, and my table top will have a split down the middle, which is annoying, but just the way it is. Good work going on. Yeah, I hope so. I hope I do a good job. All right, so let's get my big ruler out. I scared away all my viewers, Alameen. It's been quiet lately. They all disappeared into the woodwork. Hopefully they're not in this woodwork. It'd be scary. I'd be like wanting to dodge them and not harm them. Okay, so go this way. Okay, hopefully I can see that line well enough, because that's my only guide, is just being able to see that line as I'm cutting it. Just watching it carefully so it doesn't go one way or the other. Not really looking forward to this. If I mess it up, then I won't have enough boards to complete this, but just try my best. For some reason. Okay, just do my best. Oh, I absolutely should clamp down this table saw. It'll move all over the place, which would be a disaster. So let me grab my clamps. Let's see, can I even be here? Yes, I have enough room. Yeah. slightly chubbier version of myself, I would not have room and I'd have to move the table. This table saw has like bolt holes that I could take advantage of if I had a more permanent situation, but it's just kind of a makeshift setup. I don't want to bolt it to this table. Alright, that's as stable as it can be. Let's go for it. Kind of nervous, but I guess I need to set the blade depth. I'll go a little bit higher than I need to just so I can see it coming above the edge there.
Hey kids, where do you want to go?
Yeah, thanks for the follow. I don't usually get those notifications. Something must have changed. Alright. Alright, here goes the chaos. Hopefully I can make this cut successfully.
A red snapper. It's very tasty.
I think that went rather well. I think I made a very difficult speed align the whole time. As it was kind of going off a little bit, I just rotated the board slightly. I think we should have a pretty good result here. I'm going to unplug this just to be 100% safe. Yo, look at all those stickers going crazy. Noise. Sisters of the Hook. Did I get a raid or something? Designed by Joe Creek Tart. It's Itsy Bitsy Imaginarium. Oh wow, I did get a raid. Wow, dude, thank you. Sorry, I was in the middle of cutting there. What Jamaican? So I am making what Jamaican? There's a Jamaican here? I'm not Jamaican. I'm American. Are there any Jamaicans around here? So I am making whoops. I am making this work table here, this workbench. And I actually already made one, which is over here. Making that thing right there. So I'm just finishing up the second one. But yeah, that's what I'm making. Making jam. Jam making. I'm making jam. Actually, I am jamming to the music. But yeah. Thank you for the raid, though. I don't get raids on Kick. I don't even usually get noticed on Kick. That's very kind of you. So what kind of streaming content do you do? Back to Earth Creations. Are you an artist or a crafter? Baby Hulk Rage. I like all the stickers. I hope they're bouncing around the screen for you. Should have that setting on. Thanks for the follows, everybody. I'm a variety streamer. I do lots of... We just finished up doing some lamp work, glass, arts and crafts. Oh, nice. Nice. I'll have to follow your channel. I like creative streamers, so sounds like my kind of stuff. Yeah, thank you again for the raid. I'm not an expert crafter or builder or anything. I'm literally just DIY, learn as I go, so don't expect me to know much of anything. I have lots of fun with it. Nice. So let's see. You said lamp work, glass. So do you blow the glass, or are you talking like stained glass or something? I have done stained glass in the long distant past, and I'd like to get back to it. I have all my gear here, all my supplies. I just don't really, never bother to set it up. I also do bookbinding and paper marbling. I haven't done those for a while either, but I've been kind of working on a bunch of stuff, getting ready to start a business. It's beads. I'd love to do stain or blown glass. Nice. I gotta put my hens to bed, but I'll be lurking. Cool. Well, thanks again for the host. I appreciate it. I do all sorts of stuff. Lately, I've been doing Bible reading streams, which most people aren't into. I understand, but I also do hiking streams. Actually, did 4 hikes yesterday. Streamed all 4 of them. The signal wasn't that great, but it was fun. Thanks for the follow, Creep Tart. All right, so let's. Okay, so I need to cut this second board in the same dimensions. And yeah, if I will be very honest upfront about my channel. I am a spiritual person, so if you all are not into that, which most people are not, and you don't want to follow for that reason, just give you that disclaimer, because I'm not actually in it for the follows or growing a channel. I just enjoy myself doing my stuff. All right, so let's measure this one to 27. So yeah, the reason I'm measuring these to 27 inches is my table is 24 inches from here to here, but I also want the surface to go over the top of these boards, which, oh, interesting. This is actually more than 27. Oh, shoot. I don't know why. Oh, wait, no, there's a little piece of junk on that side that my ruler was stuck on. Okay, it's exactly 27. We're good. Never mind. So these posts are sticking out further than the rest of the table, which adds 3 inches. That's why it's 27 on the top. So let's do it. There. Now let's trace that down where to put my, there it is. Yeah, I'd like to do the stained glass on stream sometime. The thing I'm most excited to do on stream in particular, and I can't even see my pencil marks in all this chaotic pattern. There it is. The reason I want to do the paper marbling is because I think it would look the coolest on stream. So I'm kind of excited to do that someday, but I need to purchase a large acrylic vat to put the sizing in. The sizing is the stuff that the ink floats on. I'm not even going to try to describe it, but paper marbling requires like this thick fluid that you sprinkle the drops of ink. And I want to get like a clear acrylic tray that I can use for that stuff, and so you can like put a light under it and then have a camera looking down from above. And I don't have money for that right now, so all right, let's get ready here. Once I do these cuts, I'll actually start putting things together. All right, we got those two cut. So I'm gonna move my operations into the shop. I would love to work with wood, but I'm not trusted near big power tools, so really, why not? Is that for your own safety or the safety of others? It's one of those things that you do have to get used to, and every step of the way you just gotta think, safety, safety, safety. Oh, you're clumsy. Oh no. Well, I guess it's good to know. Good to know that you're, like you know yourself, and you stay away from things that might hurt yourself. But I don't know. Do you think clumsy is a skill that you can, or not a skill, but like a state of being that you can learn to improve on, or is it just something that's inherent in the makeup of your DNA? Or, I don't really know. I'm sometimes a little bit clumsy too, but I move really slow. Like I really think about everything, every little bit. So you'll find me just like standing here thinking like, wait, what am I doing? I don't do anything fast. And that's how I feel like I avoid being clumsy. Otherwise, I think I could be clumsy. And I do little clumsy things here and there, like every little time I pick up an object, I have to think like, don't move it this way, move it that way, do it right. You find me talking to myself on my streams quite a bit, thinking all these processes out. All right, so I'm gonna blow this off. I should probably put my glasses on just for that, because the dust can, once it's all out throughout the air, it kind of gets in the face. Blow this off, put it away, and then I'm gonna complete assembling my workbench. Yeah, I don't actually know what I'm doing, to be honest. Like, somebody that's never touched woodworking might watch my streams and think, oh, he knows what he's doing. Like, to the person that knows literally nothing about any power tools, maybe I know a little bit more, but I am not at all an expert. Everything I've learned is just through trial and error. Never been trained or taken any classes. The only closest thing to classes I've taken is when I was younger. I used to love watching woodworking shows on public broadcasting. There's this guy, Norm Abrams. He's really famous from the 80s and 90s that I watched a long time ago. And This Old House and New Yankee Workshop were some of my favorite shows. And so I have little bits of that in my brain that carried over through the years, and that's about it. 2:13 a.m. It's 6:15 p.m. here, so 1800 hours. I am on the west coast of the United States. You're up late. Sounds like me. I'm a massive night owl. Actually, was going to share a little boring short story earlier. After my 4 hikes yesterday, I was super famished. I was out all day from morning till night hiking, and didn't drink enough water, so I was pretty parched and stuff, and I was super hungry. I came home. It was like 9 o'clock or something when I got home. I don't remember. It's pretty late. It was after 9 o'clock p.m. And so I was like, what can I make really quick? And so I had chips and salsa because I didn't want to prepare some big meal or something. It's so late. And I kind of forgot just in the moment that chips and salsa do massive problems for me if I eat them late at night, especially I think it's something in the tortilla chips. I think it's acid reflux or something. But anyway, if I lay down shortly after eating that stuff, I just start choking and stuff. So I was super tired. I stayed up all night the night before, and I was up till like, I don't know, almost midnight, just getting ready for bed and stuff. So like 48 hours of no rest, you know, and I ate those chips and salsa, and I just started choking. I almost passed out. It's bad. And yeah, so I woke up with that, and I couldn't sleep at all after that. Like after like 4 hours, I was clearing my throat. I drank a bunch of hot chocolate to try to wash it all down. That was not fun. So I did not sleep well until I finally cleared that up. And that's why I stayed up super late last night again. And yeah, so I slept in till like 4 p.m. today just to make up for all that loss of sleep, and I'm still messed up. But anyway, I'm alive. I survived. I didn't choke to death. I felt like I was going to. Yeah, so there's my fun story. But yeah, I'm a massive night owl. Even when I'm not doing weird stuff like that, I'm always up late. I often sleep all day and stay up all night. And if you're up at 2:15 a.m., you must have a little bit of that in you as well. I don't know if it's good or bad. It bites me in the butt sometimes because there's times when I want to be out doing stuff during the day. Like today, for example, I didn't get out here to do this until after 5 p.m., which doesn't leave me much time in the daylight to get things done. So that's kind of annoying. I need to blow my nose with all this junk. Just a second, I mute it so you don't have to hear that junk. Oh, he survived on 6 hours? That's cool. Yeah, I guess I like being a night owl. Like, I don't, there's something peaceful about being up late at night when it's all dark and calm. But I also am a massive outdoor enthusiast. I love hiking and stuff. And so if I sleep all day, I can't go hiking. So I generally do this thing where I stay up all night. And then just like yesterday, I stay up all night and then go on a bunch of hikes, which completely makes me exhausted. And I usually end up sleeping like for almost a whole 24-hour period just to make up for it. But that's the only way I can go on these long hikes, is if I stay up all night from the previous night. I actually don't even know how much sleep I get. I need one of those sleep monitoring apps to figure out if I get any sleep. I don't know. I don't think my sleep quality is that good. All right, so I'm gonna move in here because everything I need to do now is pretty much involves this thing here that you see. Might even close the doors. It'd be kind of dark, but I can turn the light on. It's a brand new shop as of like a month ago, so there's no no electricity in here yet. We haven't wired it, so I have to like do an extension cord with whatever stuff I need to power while I'm in here. So I just have a couple basic lights out here. Oh, I'm one of those crazy morning person, night owl. So you're a morning person and a night owl? Wow, that's a combination I haven't heard much of. Yeah, I'm not a morning person. I am a night owl, but I am like a complete grumpy zombie in the morning. Can't absorb any information or have any meaningful conversations. I prefer not to talk at all when I wake up. So. All right. So first things first, I'm gonna get these wheels on here. I'm gonna leave the door open as long as the mosquitoes don't start swarming me in here. Try to get a better camera angle here. It's not very good, probably. I think I'll try putting it over on this side today. Yesterday I had it on the opposite side where I'm currently standing, but I think it'll work better over here. All right, there we go. So basically, these things have a pretty big plate on them. The screws are quite wide and separated. And as you can see, this post is not very wide and these screws don't really fit properly to where I could screw them in. So the whole reason I cut these little pieces of 2x4 is to extend that a little bit, like so that I have a place to attach these wheels properly. So that's what that's all about. So I just need to attach these pieces here. Strangely, they're no, never mind. Okay, so I just want to make sure they're flat on the top. So I'll use another board as a guide to kind of line them up, and then clamp them down as I'm screwing on them. Just drilling and screwing. There we go. Need my drill. Let me get my longer cord. I was having some issues last time I did this, a couple days ago, where I was stretching the cord in a way that it wasn't reaching, so you get my longer extension cord. I don't like this one because it's insanely heavy, but it's the one I have at the moment. It's probably like 50 years old. It looks ancient. Look at this thing. Look at that. It looks like 50 years old. It's ridiculous, but still works. I wouldn't trust it to leave it plugged in all the time. Probably start a fire, but as I'm sitting here watching it, should be okay. All right, so I need my powered corded drill. Oh, here's my avatar guy. Every stream for years now, pretty much, with a few exceptions, like when I don't have him with me, I take a picture for my streams. I'm kind of proud of those. Like, not that I'm like think it's anything amazing, but I'm glad I started that tradition. Oh shoot! I'll show you the screen just for fun. I can change it from here. So these pictures that I take for my stream, I've been doing for years. It's all from this guy that one of my best friends made him to look like me. I do actually have long hair like that. I just have it tied back. And I used to have a Superman shirt like that. I don't know what happened to it, but anyway, that's me right there. And, so there you get to see him in the flesh, so to speak. All right. Do I have a YouTube? Yes, I'm actually streaming on like 10 platforms. So I'm just about everywhere. Yeah, I love this guy. He's really special to me because someone that I really hold dear is somebody that made him. Yup, I'm a crazy restreamer. I don't do it for the attention because I get like 0 views on most platforms, but yeah, I'm just about everywhere. The only platforms I don't stream on are foreign language platforms, overly political and controversial platforms, and what did I say? I don't remember which ones I listed, but yeah, social media. I don't do social media, so I'm not on like Facebook and Instagram. Oh yeah? Are you interested in thinking about streaming? It's kind of addictive, I have to warn you. Once you get started, it's hard to stop. I've been doing it for 5 years now. I haven't built a big channel or following or anything, which I don't even want a big following, to be honest. I just do it for fun. And as my new friend Jason mentioned, I do it for accountability. Accountability meaning like I'm more likely to do these projects if I stream it. Like there's something fun about having somebody watching while you're working on things that makes me more motivated to get done. So I feel like even though it might seem like it'd be distracting to have people watching, I feel like I'm more productive, or just I'm more likely to even do the thing to begin with. So yeah, I stream pretty much for that. I'm looking at the apps. Nice. What kind of you have any idea what kind of content you'd like to do? Just chatting or some kind of creative thing or gaming or let's see. Maybe I should turn that light on that I have. It's not really necessary yet. My phone does a pretty good job at pulling up the exposure, but to be honest, I can't really see that well. It's kind of dark in here. I don't know where that light is at the moment. No, it's right in front of me. So I have to find like a little tripod thing. Oh, cool. Very nice. That's fun stuff. I used to be into art supplies and crafting and all that stuff when I was younger. These days I still do it, a little bit of it in the form of bookbinding and paper marbling like I mentioned earlier, but I don't really do any fine art stuff anymore. I mean, I guess you could call paper marbling and bookbinding fine art, but I don't know, I think it's more like crafting. That's what I would call it anyway. I don't know if there's a needful distinction there, but it's just sort of different. All right, I'm looking for power cord for this thing. I have no idea where it is. It's probably plugged in over here already. Yep. Put this up here and then I can have it reach a little better, possibly. Yeah, I think that's cool. I think everybody should do that. Like, one thing that I don't think most people think about until it's like right in their face is, what am I gonna do when I retire, you know? And not everybody's blessed to be able to retire. I don't think I'll ever fully retire because I don't have any money to set aside to not work and still have money, but still, like when you get older, you kind of got to slow down and find ways to fill your time. Like my dad, for example, I don't think he has any real hobbies, and so he's close to retirement. I don't know what he's gonna do, honestly, with all that extra time. He'll probably fill up. Seems like most people that I hear about when they retire, they somehow get more busy. It's weird. Doesn't make sense, but I need to plug this in over here. Yeah, well, I wish you the best if you, well, either way, whether you live stream or not, but I hope that if you are wanting to do that, that it works out and that you enjoy it. Just be careful on the time-consuming thing. It just like, you get addicted, takes up all your time. But if it's a valuable use of time and something that you enjoy, then there's nothing wrong with that. I just found that when I first started streaming, not only did I live stream a lot, but I watched tons of streamers all the time, you know, to build community and get to know people. And it just gets overwhelming at a certain point. So I've sort of backed off on how much live streams I watch. I live stream quite a bit myself, but I try not to watch too many live streams for that reason, because it gets overwhelming. There it is. Oh, I forgot my battery. I actually did remember to charge it. You're absolutely right in that. I don't do videos hardly at all because of that. I hate editing. It takes forever. Live streaming is beautiful in that if you make a mistake or you don't know what you're talking about, you don't have a script, you can just be yourself. I love it. Yeah, I really enjoy it for that reason. I need to go get my battery. I'll be right back. Actually took it in last night to charge it, which I often forget to do. I only have one battery for this impact driver, so if it ever runs out, I'm not able to use it for hours until this charges. But thankfully I remembered. Oh, I love this temperature today. It's crisp and cool, but I don't feel cold at all. It's like just perfect. I bet it's like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Be my guess. Maybe even 55 or something. Where's my... What am I doing? This is what I need. There we go. Yeah, the other thing about YouTube is you spend all that time making videos and then you kind of obsess over if anybody watches them or not. And my channel in particular, nobody watches my videos. And so I spend hours and hours and hours making a video, nobody watches it. So then I start feeling like, why in the world am I doing this? Whereas live streaming, like even if nobody watches my live stream, which is kind of often the case, or at least I think people watch, but they don't like chat or whatever. Even if that happens, I don't feel like I've wasted my time because it's stuff that I'm getting done anyway, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I like live streaming a lot better than content creation like on YouTube or whatever. Oh wow, 26,000, that's amazing. I've never gotten any significant views on mine. Usually there's 0 or 1 views, not even exaggerating. If you went to my channel, you'd see it. A lot of zero view videos, but I mostly do live streaming. I don't really post like videos that much. And I think YouTube is, in my opinion, is the worst platform of all platforms for live streaming because they don't have any discoverability. People can't find your live streams. They don't know you're live. Yeah. That's really good though. I mean, in my opinion, 50 to 100, that's like, to me, that sounds good. I know it's not much, but like I get 0 on mine. That's too bad though. Yeah, I know. I've watched a lot of content creators recently either stop posting to YouTube because their YouTube changed something recently where they just don't promote videos anymore. And so yeah, a lot of even really successful YouTubers are complaining about it, and some of them have quit because of that, because they can't afford to pay their bills anymore. Whatever Google is doing to YouTube, they are hurting everybody, including themselves, as far as I know. I mean, I have a hard time believing these changes they're making are making them any more money, because if creators don't make money, then they're not making money either. The only thing I think they're probably doing is shifting over to big publishers like TV producers and movie makers, and I think they're going kind of the route of Netflix, where instead of being about individual small creators, it's all about high production studios and stuff like that. All right, there's the first one. So I could put this in, but I think I'll just keep doing the same steps that I just did. This one doesn't look perfectly flat, but I can work with it. Where's that clamp? There it is. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, YouTube is killing themselves. They're not doing what's right by anybody, by themselves or for the creators. But I'm not running the show. They might have some trick up their sleeves that my impression is that they're probably eventually going to kill off anybody can produce content for free and upload infinite amounts of stuff. I think they're probably going to incentivize everything so that only like super highly successful content creators or studios get to be on their platform. I think Google is starting to realize that providing everything for free is not necessarily in their best interest. Yeah, Kick is, I don't know about Kick. I like it generally. When it first started, it was awesome, but it's sort of kind of going the same way as YouTube and Twitch, where unless you're a really big you streamer, you're kind of invisible. Like I'm generally invisible on Kick. Like the post that you all, your communities gave me today is one of the first hosts I've ever gotten. I've been streaming here over a year. When I first started, there was a lot of people moving around and visiting each other's channel. Now it's sort of settled into like class system where you got the really huge streamers and then the tiny streamers, and there's kind of a huge gap between them. But as I mentioned, I don't spend a lot of time building community, so I don't go and watch other streamers as much as I used to. So it's really my own doing that I've kind of faded into obscurity. I just don't have time to do all that stuff. It's very time consuming to try to make a bunch of friends and build community. I think it's a good way to go. I'm not discouraging it. I just don't. I've got too much going on to spend hours and hours watching streamers and stuff. Struggle with posting things regularly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like for example, I do post 360 videos, hiking videos on my channel. I post on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, and this thing that no one's heard of called DOVR. And for a while I was posting every week and stuff, and I got a decent amount of views on some of my channels. But yeah, if you don't post like for 2 weeks or something, it's like people consider your channel dead or non-existent, and then they don't ever come back, it seems like. So once you start, you gotta keep going. I don't like that pressure, so instead, like with live streaming, I can either stream or not stream, and it doesn't affect me mentally in a way. I don't have to worry about my viewer or follower count. I just enjoy it. Yeah, I like it. I don't think social media and YouTube are for me. It's too high pressure and a lot of stress. If you want to try to make money doing that, you have to like put a lot of mental energy into it. Whoops. That's the kind of energy I don't have anymore. I kind of wish I would have encountered the whole streaming and content creation when I was like a teenager or in my 20s or something. I think I would have had a lot more creativity and energy to put into it, but I'm just kind of getting past all that, and I just do it in a very relaxed way. Don't worry about metrics and numbers. And in a way, I also don't worry too much about creativity or ingenuity. I just do it in the way that's easiest and most relaxing and less pressure. All right, 3 down, 1 to go. Just saw that piece. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, same here. Yeah, so it wouldn't have been a possibility for me either. There was no YouTube or internet when I was a kid. No cell phones. I'm not sure what angle I have. Oh, you can see that. It's a really wide angle. It's awesome. Lamp. Yeah, we had camcorders when I was younger, but that's about it. And I never really got into using those, so I don't have like a bunch of home videos or anything like that to mess with. Not really much practical use for those anyway. You can't really post old home video footage on YouTube and expect anybody to watch it. Man, my eyes just don't see things. It's like right here and I'm like looking for it. I always think of the scene from Jurassic Park where the T-Rex is looking for people in the overturned Jeep. And I think I don't know, one of the guys in somewhere in the movie says like, they can't see you if you don't move. I feel like I'm that way too. Like if there's objects that are sitting right in front of me, but they're not jiggling around, I'm not going to see them. That's funny. What are the chances of that? Yeah, I don't really like most of the movies. Like the first one was awesome when it first came out. I don't know, maybe the second one was okay, but they just kept getting more ridiculous. I think I read the first book. I don't read books that much. I don't like to read because I don't remember what I read, but I think I might have actually read that first book a long time ago. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I took some tests and they found you know, some spectrum of autism in me. I don't really know. I don't know exactly what it means to be autistic, so I'm not sure, but I think in some ways it can be a strength for some people, like they maybe remember certain pieces of information really well, or are really focused on certain things. Oh, really? You would do that every day. That's cool. I never got into the Alien series. I'm not into horror stuff, so anything that's too violent or scary is definitely not for me. Alright, so now I'm going to mark the holes for these wheels and just start installing them. And we're going to be able to turn this thing up around on its proper side and roll it around. It's going to be great. And then I can finish off with the top surface and then we'll be done. I'll definitely finish this today. There's not much left to do, really. That's cool. Yeah, I've been pretty successful in my DIY stuff too. I just watched several videos. Like this whole design is inspired by a video by I can't remember his first name. I think Matthew Peach, Peech. I'm live streaming this on YouTube and Rumble, and the video descriptions have a link to his video that I was inspired by. Mine is different than his, so it's not like a complete replica of his design, but I was definitely heavily inspired. It's weird, it feels like it's struggling. Alright. I actually just discovered that Norm Abrams has a YouTube channel too. He's the guy that I mentioned earlier that I really enjoyed watching in my younger years on public broadcasting. So I just subscribed to his channel last night, actually, because something came up in my YouTube recommended about like the tragedy of Norm Abrams, which was total clickbait because even in the video it didn't mention any tragedy other than some people think he might be dealing with cancer or something in his old age. But anyway, it was a clickbait video, but I somehow watched the whole thing and then I thought, well, I wonder if he has his own YouTube channel. So I subscribed to that. You know, I hate those AI videos that are read by an AI voice and they just have a bunch of AI pictures like in a slideshow, and it's like you don't even know if what they're saying is true because it's just it just seems so fake. I can't stand those videos. I say that word's wrong. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's funny because like most of the stuff they say correctly, and then just a couple of words they pronounce wrong. It's like as soon as I see those AI pictures and hear the voice that it's clearly AI, I just click away. I can't stand those things. right, that one's pretty good. Oh shoot. I think I have more of these, but I am going to be short in the end. I'll be short one lag bolt because I actually over torqued it or something weird happened and it actually broke. So somewhere in here, I don't remember where it is, maybe over here or somewhere, there's like a broken off lag bolt in the middle. Part of it is because I've drilled screws in all these different directions. When I'm drilling the holes for these lag bolts, there's a halfway decent chance I'm going to run into one of these screws that's previously been installed. So that's funny. Yeah, usually the way you can almost always tell that it's an AI voice is that they don't like pause or say or anything. I mean, I know YouTubers try to script their videos out, but there's just a certain cadence to the AI voices that's just unnatural. And I don't know, anytime I feel like I'm listening to computer, I get this, my impression is if I'm listening to a computer talk, I'm probably listening to a computer write and make pictures and stuff. Like, it's so inhuman. Like the scripts themselves that they're reading are probably not even written by people. I don't see the purpose in consuming that stuff. It's not even content creation anymore. It's literally just you type in a prompt in an AI generator and it just does it all for you. I feel like why am I watching this junk? All right, thanks for dropping by. It's good to chat. Appreciate the interaction. Hope you get some good rest. I'll see you around. Okay, 2 more wheels to go. I'm gonna flip this around. It's weird. I wonder if this cord is reducing the voltage, that old ancient cord that I showed earlier, because I feel like normally this thing has a lot of torque, and it feels like it's really struggling to get into this wood. Probably this drill bit is not particularly sharp too. That could be the bigger picture. It actually smells good though. That slate, the wood burn smell. It smells kind of like cedar or something. Just not a bad smell. I understand why that happens. I put the drill in one spot, it starts going in, and then it just like shifts over, like super irritating. I feel like I need a drill press to do all these to make them exactly where I want them. But thankfully, I don't think it moved so much that it's gonna be an issue. So since this is a little bit lower than the others, actually this post over here is higher than the rest. I'm not going to tighten this last bolt in totally because it could bend the plate and cause the bearings not to rotate properly. Should be good. Alright, one more to go. So I should start offloading some of this extra stuff off of here so I can flip this around. Order of things doesn't matter. I can do that after I finish the wheel. Whatever, don't matter. Surprised the mosquitoes haven't come in so much yet. Not really bothering me. Let's see, let's sharpen this. Somewhere out here I have somewhere out here I have a pencil sharpener. Where is it? Oh, found it. Yeah, so I always consider feedback, but there's certain things I have to do a certain way, otherwise whatever. Like, I do consider feedback, so let me know what you think about the video quality today. It's going to be less quality than my normal because it's 720p instead of 1080p, but the lowered bitrate, my hope is asking for less of a bitrate throughput, I'm hoping is going to increase the stability so that there's less, like, what's the word? I've noticed that I don't drop frames in my actual live stream from OBS, but I drop frames from the Wi-Fi connection between my phone and my PC that's streaming. I drop frames in that connection sometimes, and it just like pauses, like you'll see me moving smoothly and I'll just like chop and then it'll like jump back into action. So I'm hoping that what I did today might help with that. I don't know if it will or not, but that was my hypothesis and attempt in changing that. Straight into a knot here, so I might not be able to get as deep as I need to. Force my way through. Moving, so annoying. See it like move to the side. Irritating. I'm not even sure that'll fit in the bolt holes now. It's gonna be really tight. I'll try to make another hole like right over here. What in the world? That is like forced into a twisted position for some reason. Alright, need to get one more of those lag bolts, and then I'm going to be short when I do the final project, which I don't know if I'm going to start on that tonight. I don't know, probably not. Actually, no, I don't think so. I need to do that during the daylight. I mean, there's a little bit of daylight left, but I need like a full long day to really get started on that, I think. I only got like probably an hour and a half or 2 hours left of reasonable work time, and I'm not going to use all that for this. I'm pretty close to being done, but if I wanted to start on the next project, I would need a good amount of time to do it. It will be a multi-stage project, though. Probably take a couple weeks, or at least a week to, I don't know. That's just my guess. It's going to take a long time. Although the more of these that I do, the faster they go. So the next one might go a little bit faster than the first one. It's like this is episode 6 for doing 2 of these shelves. So it's like 3 episodes per shelf, approximately. But oh shoot, let me check to make sure. Sometimes my text-to-speech fails. Okay, good. We're good. Oh, didn't want to feel rude if somebody was still chatting. I'm thinking the third project is going to take like 5 streams, probably at least. It's a lot bigger than these. Alright, just call that done as far as the casters go. And flip it over and see what we got. I hope those sheets, the OSB sheets that I cut, are gonna fit. I think it's pretty obvious. I didn't really have to put a lot of thought into it. I didn't size them up to the workpiece to make sure anything like that. I just kind of used what I knew about the project already in my mind to make the decision on those cuts. And I'm pretty sure they'll be just right, but since I didn't actually verify anything, there's always that chance that I did something wrong. I'm pretty sure it's good though. It's going to be a task and a half to get this thing flipped around, especially with this board hanging out. This thing is super heavy too. Okay, let's get over there, lift it from the other side. Okay. All right, we're good. Now I can roll it around freely and easily. So, all I have to do now is screw those pieces that I cut earlier on the table saw into this, assuming that they are the right size. Again, I am not happy about this having two pieces instead of one. I'd rather have it be one solid piece all the way across, but can't always get everything you want. In the end, this might not be my final work surface. I might either put like epoxy surface over the top of it to make it strong and solid, so that it doesn't chip easily and I can wash it more easily. Either something like that, or I might just try to find a sheet of tabletop glass that I can put over the top of it. I haven't decided. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do in that regard. I might just leave them as they are, but I kind of sort of hope I can put something on top of them. But it's not strictly necessary. The thing I'm going to be using them for will make them quite dirty, and that's part of the reason I wanted to figure out some surface I could put on that they would be washable. You can't wash this OSB stuff. It'll just ruin it if you get it too wet. So that looks pretty good though. I mean, as far as the size, I think we're going to be good. Make sure it's centered. I think right there is going to be just fine. Yep, right there. So let's clamp it down and start putting screws in. And I'll do like I have been for the rest of this project. I'll actually measure these screws just to make it look nice. It's not necessary, but it's what I want to do. Sure, wherever I clamp it, these are as tight together as they can be. That center point of the table will be the weakest structurally because I had to cut two boards instead of being one continuous board, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. I can always later on decide to replace this with some nicer surface material because I'm using screws, so it's pretty easy to remove these if I need to. Okay, do the corners first. Oh, the other thing, I kind of forgot about this. I'm gonna just screw the corners in and maybe the sides, but I'm gonna put a 2x4 underneath this, which now that I think of that, I should cut those right now while I still have daylight. I'm glad I saw that because I would not have remembered that until later. Do that real quick. All right, so need to measure the distance between these two posts and cut 2x4s to fit. I need to get this light in a better place where it can either be moved around or just not stretching the cord so crazily. Well, I can turn it off for now. I'll fix that in a minute. Okay, so let's measure this distance gap here. Got 40 inches and 5/8. Looks like 40 and 5/8. Okay, so I'm gonna have to use a brand new board. I'm gonna measure each side separately too, because there's a chance that one side is like different than the other. When I have weird imperfect cuts like I'm doing and everything is not like totally 100% straight, never know. So I'm not gonna just cut two 40 and 5/8. I'll measure the other side separately. Bet I'm gonna encounter some mosquitoes when I'm out here. Alright, check this. Might have to trim it a tiny bit. A little bit. Bit more. That could probably fit in there. It's like super tight. I'll just take off a tiny bit more so it's not so hard to pound in there. I'll probably glue it like I did the last ones. Except I learned from my mistake last time. I'm going to spread the glue with a brush instead of just swirling it around because it's dripping like crazy. To remind myself to reclamp these top things because they aren't seemingly very tight and they're kind of moving around. So whatever position I chose before and liked the positioning of, they are not exactly in that same spot anymore. Okay, so let's see. I'm curious how consistent. Oh wow, it's not even close. Very different from the other side. That's bizarre. So this one is like closer to 41 inches. That's insane. That's how honestly badly I did this one side when I thought I was making it square. Apparently it's not even close. Oh, that's kind of depressing when I see little mistakes like that, but it doesn't affect the utility of the shelf, so I don't really care, but just annoying because I'm trying to make it straight. Where did I put that? That pencil is like almost the same color as this table. Like several times I've just not seen it sitting there right in front of my face. Kind of funny. Okay, 41. I need to cut like an 1/8 off, so. It's actually just perfectly tight, but I don't want to have to struggle with wedging it in there, so I'll just cut a tiny bit off. All right. I'm gonna put a second clamp over here. I want to make sure that I get this tied up against the top of this, but I don't want to push up. I don't want to be able to push it up without it being clamped. I just need to remember to reposition those sheets on the top because they're not particularly straight anymore.
Hey kids, where do you want to go?
Thanks for the follow, Simeon. It was a big kick day for me, man. I don't usually get much going on kick. I appreciate that, host. That really was very kind. Okay. Here we go. All right, so now that we're done cutting up, I can bring my base of operations back inside, blow this off. I think I'm done with cutting, unless I'm forgetting something else I need. That was fun using the table saw freehanding. That was easy, actually. That's a way to go. I think if you had like a full 4x8 piece of plywood or OSB, it would be kind of unwieldy and hard to unwieldy or unwieldy. I don't know. That's a weird word. It would be hard to manage, and if you had two people, you could freehand it on a table saw, but I don't think I'd be comfortable trying to wrangle that heavy board by myself. But that already cut down piece was pretty easy to manage. Those little extra cutoffs that I might be able to use for another part of the project, or the next project, I should say. Okay, so I think I'm done outside for today. Bring camera back in. Oh, I wanted to get a better stand for my light. Let me go grab a tripod. I have so much streaming and lighting gear from the years. There was a time when I wanted to get into puppet production, like moving like animals around with strings and just different things. And so way back then I got a green screen and a bunch of lights and stuff. And so when I started live streaming back in 2019, I already had a decent amount of gear to get started, but and I just got kind of addicted. I had a little bit too much free cash at the time. I don't know, free cash isn't really an expression, just I had some cash that didn't have a specific use other than I should have saved it. Just sitting. And so I bought a bunch of stuff. It was just kind of a weird time too, back with COVID, and I don't know. I had no idea what was going to happen during that time, how long I would be out of work, and how weird everything would get, and how much depression and just different struggles I was going to have. But you can't really predict that stuff anyway. Okay, let's get this light set up. Oh shoot. I forgot one piece that I think I need. I think I left it inside. I think I have a pretty unique mic setup. If anybody's wondering how I am walking like 100 yards away from the camera in a completely different area, you can still hear me. If that fascinates you, it's solving a problem that you'd wish to solve in your IRL streams or something, just let me know. Hit me up in the comments and I can share that little tip. I think most people kind of have their stuff figured out. I'm pretty happy with it though. It's not like perfect. The audio quality is not like absolute perfection, but that's because of the quality of my microphone, not necessarily the underlying technique that I'm using. Okay. I'll bring that camera in here. That's why I keep taking these off. I can't feel these little intricate things. All right, here we go. Okay, now I can move my light around if I need to, which is more convenient. Except my cord situation sucks. Like, I'm gonna be happy when we finally get this place wired for electricity. It's all these weird extension cords all over the place. It's kind of a mess. But it works. It works. Just have to be careful not to trip over anything. Didn't tighten up my tripod. Okay, there we go. All right, so I need to reposition these sheets. No, I don't. First things first, I'm gonna glue these up and put them in place. I need to get everything I need for that, so I'm not like stressed when I need to do it. So I need these. Need the glue. I feel like grabbing a new brush. I don't even know where one is. I have a general idea, and if it's where I think it is, it's like massive work to get it out. This is definitely a time where I could use a new brush. So let me see if I can find one. Hopefully it won't take too long. Do a BRB screen. This might take a few minutes. I made a grievous error while I was inside. I muted my mic on the PC, which I can't unmute. Well, I'm outside, so I had to run back in and unmute that. I'm glad I actually remembered. There's no actual visible way for me to see that was muted. I would have just been muted for the rest of the stream. But thankfully, my brain actually did something useful for me for once. Okay. Let's see. I think I have everything I need here. Where's my cordless impact wrench driver thing? All right, I'll do the one on that side first so you can see it, and then, oh, I guess I could, now that I have it on wheels, I can just spin it around however I want. Forgot. Otherwise, I would have just done the other side while I was over there. Okay, so now that these are clamped in on both sides, I can probably push up against this more or less without it moving too much. That's how I'm gonna determine what position to put this board in. I'm just gonna slide it up against the top of that, or the bottom of that, I should say. Let me grab my rubber mallet just in case I need it while I'm putting this together. If I'm in a bind and I don't have that with me, it will be annoying. So just try to get all the tools that I might possibly need before I get going. All right, I don't think it matters which side. Well, I usually look at which side looks nicer. This one's, I think, nicer than that. This one has some weird chippy stuff looking, so this will be the outside. This will be the side that I glue. I could pre-drill the holes also, but I wish I had a few more clamps because of what I'd probably do. I guess I can still do this. I'll cannibalize this clamps from here because I don't really need that side to be held in place while I'm working on this side. So now I want to clamp this in after I glue it so it doesn't move around when I'm trying to drill the holes and screw it in. Okay, I think I'm all ready now. I couldn't find a proper brush. This is a custom brush that I made. I cut the foam short. I was using it for gluing bookbinding stuff. I didn't really use it that much, so I'm not too worried about messing it up with this project, because this will end its life. Once I get this wood glue on there, it's not gonna, unless I wash it right away, it's not gonna be usable for anything else. I just have a bunch of glue. I don't want to mess up my fingernails trying to get that off, so let me try to find something else to use. Try not to put too much on so it's dripping, but I think the fact that, well, I should have got a bigger brush, I guess. This is a big surface. Anyway, I'll just do it as quickly as I can. This is not the ideal brush for this, by the way. I know I have a bunch of brushes somewhere. I kind of know where they are, and it involves digging out a Rubbermaid bin. It's kind of in the corner now. I feel like it. So we'll just do it this way. I think it'll be fine. My theory is that brushing this out so it's pretty evenly distributed, it will make it so it doesn't drip off as much when I'm clamping it in place, but I don't know if that's actually true, but I think so. It's also not hot like it was the other day. I think it was, the glue was very liquidy and dripping more than it would just because it was so hot that other day. Once again, I wish I had more pistol grip clamps, because these kind of the screw thing are very annoying to do, especially with just one hand. All right, that's where I want it. Just have to drill the holes and screw it in. Or the proper drill is just over there. Drill bit. Don't remember how many screws I put in the other side, in the other one, so actually I can see it from here. I'll probably base these off of that one. It looks like I put 3 intermediate screws, so I may as well measure them. I wasn't necessarily planning on measuring these, but I think it's a good idea just to make it look decent. It's the top ones that I was talking about earlier about measuring the ones on the work surface, and I'll definitely measure those. But I'll do these too. So if we're dividing, well, let's measure this. It was 41 inches. That's 39 inches. So every 13 inches, I put a screw, 2 screws. a minute. No, we need to shoot. No brain. If you want 3 sections, divide the number by 4, not by 3. It's just counterintuitive. Okay, so let's do about 40 inches if we center this between those. Every 10 inches, we'll just have some pointless screws, holes there. 10 inches, I'm dumb. By the way, that measurement I did earlier to get equal shelves and didn't succeed in my math was bad. If anybody was watching that stream or sees it on YouTube or whatever. I think I know what I did wrong, and I could do it right. I think I hit a screw head there. Why would there be a screw there? Oh, yeah, I bet I did. Sucks. What do I do about that? I have to move this one over to the side a little bit, sadly. It'll look dumb, but oh well. I could do the math correctly right now. I just wasn't thinking straight that day. All right, that was interesting. Made a few extra holes, which is kind of dumb, but oh well. The reason I put these in first before screwing this in is because I want to screw the edge of this down to this outside board. I forgot about that earlier, but I remembered it to be able to still finish it tonight, which is good. Actually hard to hold this because this whole thing like so easily rolls around now that it has wheels on it, and I kind of have to like struggle to keep it in position. Body leverage. Cut, pull underneath this against my stomach so I can just push in. That's one of the hardest things, is to get leverage when your arm is like not in a good position. All the little details make a difference if you come up with little tricks to help. It also spares my arms from getting sore. Like I was getting sort of what I was calling a tennis elbow. I don't know if that's the right term, but just hurts. Like often if you push with too much force in this kind of a direction, you get like a pain right here, and that's what I was getting from the other day where I was having to push super hard on things. Okay, so now I'm going to move these clamps to this side of the board so that I can push up against this side and not move anything. They definitely need to be repositioned. No, they're not where I had them earlier. All right, glue. That glue dries so fast, I'm sure that brush is already kind of hardened on the end of it. Guess I'll go run in and put that in a cup of water though after I'm done with this one, so I could maybe salvage it for another project. This gluing isn't totally necessary. I'm kind of selectively gluing things. Some of the stuff I could glue and don't, and others I don't need to and am, but I just decided whenever I'm doubling up a board like this, putting two boards side by side, I may as well. Not even sure I'm getting these boards tight enough together with the screws for this glue to even adhere. Because when you buy these 2x4s from a local box hardware store or whatever, they're often pretty warped, and I don't even know if they'll be touching all across their length to have this glue do much of anything, but it's all right, I'm gonna do it anyway. Those clamps right over here. Man, I'm blind. This is like right in front of me. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna remember to put these screws off to the side a little bit so I don't run into those other screws. See the numbers, but I'm doing it on 20 or 30, 20, 10, so they're evenly spaced. Not that it matters, but it just looks a little nicer to try to get it even. I'll wait till I'm done with these screws, but I'm gonna go run inside and get that brush in water. I haven't seen any glue dripping, so that made a huge difference. The combination of it not being so hot today and actually brushing it on. That's a win. Oh. All right, that's done. I will be right back. Just gonna wash this brush out, or at least get it in some water. Last time I looked or knew anything about the topic online, I believe that wood glue is possibly some kind of PVA based glue, or at least some of it is. That might have changed over the years, but PVA glue is what I use for bookbinding. So I think there's some similar formulation to the wood glue, but they're not the same exactly. Not identical. I've noticed wood glue tends to dry very hard and brittle, whereas the PVA that I use for bookbinding, it dries very flexible, which is important for bookbinding. Okay, so I need to reposition these top sheets because they sort of slid around a little bit while I was doing all that stuff, so trying to get them back in position here. think that's pretty good. That'll work. Okay, so now I'll get it all clamped down on all four corners so it can't slide around at all. And I think I'll screw the long ends in first, just because gonna start somewhere. And these clamps will be in the way when I do the side ones, so I need to screw the sides in I can do without messing with those clamps. And once the sides are screwed in, the whole thing should be pretty sturdy, and I can unclamp it and do the other sides. So let's see what I did on the other one. I think I did it every 6 inches, if I remember right. Let me check. Yeah. I'll put screws every 6 inches on these as well, more or less. I'll have to do it slightly differently because I have two boards coming together in the center instead of one continuous board, which is irritating, but that's what I got. I could have paid more money to buy a proper board that's not cut in two, but I'm trying to save money with this project, so no luxuries like that for me. Where's my tape measure? Dude, oh, there it is. Oh, I don't have enough clamps left over. Somewhere I do. I don't know where they are. I have two of these red clamps that are actually pretty cool. And one of them's out here, but I don't know where the other one went. It should also be out here, but I haven't seen it in like the last 2 or 3 days, so it might be still inside the house, or who knows where it is. I'll look around for a minute, see if I can find it. Not, just do it without clamps, or just use one clamp. I have another clamp out here already that's failing, like the threads on the screw that keep the clamp in place are not functioning properly. But it might be good enough to sort of hold it in place for this. This is the one that's not working, but we might be able to make it work. I just saw, not very long ago, I saw the little plastic piece of this clamp off. I think it's on the floor. It might be right under this shelf. If I can grab that, that would help. Oh, there it is. I guess technically I could also use this same clamp to clamp the ruler in place. That was clever. Which, since I just said that, I guess it proves that I have some brain left. Let's see, I want these to be about 3/4 of an inch away from the edge so that they go straight into the middle of the board underneath. Except offset a little bit for the thickness of the screw. So I put it about 7/8. And I think I'm gonna do the big brain thing and use this same clamp to hold the board in place that I used to hold the ruler in place. We might be out of luck. The post is in the way. I can't quite get it into position. I tried, but I think I can with this other crappy one that doesn't work very well. And in all that fuss, I just want to make sure it didn't move because it probably did. Yeah, we're fine. Yep, I went to all that trouble getting this. Let's put that on there. If I were to tighten this too much, it would pop up to the next thread. So it's just kind of not in good condition right now, but as long as I don't put too much tension on it, it is still slightly functional. This is the one I can't find its pair somewhere. I have another one. Oh, it's not even, I can't even make it wide enough for this particular situation, so it's no good. All right, we'll just do it without a clamp and just try not to move the ruler as I'm putting the screws in place. In fact, I'm going to move this closer to the center so that it has approximately equal effectiveness in holding on either side. This is where my, if I have some weird mental fixation thing, like, I don't know, I shouldn't call it weird, but just something, whatever diagnosable letter thing or something, OCD or autism or something, comes out in these moments where I'm just like putting way too much, more necessary detail than I need to. So we're gonna just put one on the end first. It doesn't really need to be measured on the ends. And then every 6 inches. Except on this thing, I'm going to put two really close together because we have two boards coming together at the center, and I have to make sure they get screwed in all the way across, which is kind of a pain, but it's just the way it is. Okay, now that that's done, we can get the ruler out of the way and put those screws all the way in. Okay, this side is done. I have to do the exact same thing on the other side. Technically, I could probably take these clamps off, but I'm going to leave them on until I get the other side done, just in case there's some weird, amazing ability for them to move around. Shouldn't be possible, but you never know. Oh, hey JD Max, sorry, text-to-speech turned off. It does that by itself sometimes. Yo, brother, how many platforms are you streaming your IRL on right now? About 10 or 11? Kind of lost track. I'd like it to be more. I'm trying to look for more. Yep, I was using it quite effectively last time I was working on this project. Today they're not bothering me, so I have it close at hand in case I need it, but they have not been bugging me. Alright, so I can put 2 screws. Probably if I put these 2 screws on the corner, I can definitely take those clamps off because it's not going anywhere with that. Got a nice host on Kick earlier today. I mean, not very long ago. I don't usually get noticed on Kick, so that was kind of a nice, pleasant surprise. You headed out. Before you go, can you let me know if you can hear me? Because sometimes, once in a while, my mic goes dark and I have to go reset it. That would be helpful if you let me know if you can hear me. But maybe he already took off. Means now that it's on my mind, I'm gonna go check my mic after I'm done with this bit, because it's super annoying when I find out later that my microphone was muted. I simply didn't know. It already had holes drilled kind of where they need to be because I had used it for something else earlier. I really scrunched up the board. That's the only real pain that I don't like about this OSB is that it chips up a little bit more easily than like some other materials. But since I'm planning to possibly put something else on top of this, I'm not too worried about those imperfections. It's good enough. Let me go check my microphone because I'm self-conscious now. Because I'd never know. I've had it go out because it's a weird Wi-Fi method of connecting a phone to use as a microphone. And, every once in a while it cuts out without warning. Testing, okay, we're good. Good. Everything looks good. Stream looks good too. The bitrate and the stability of the video looks good at the moment. As far as that thing that I was talking about trying to compensate for, the freezing up every bit, every once in a while, I won't know if it's actually helped that much until I test this out in the field where I'm actually hiking and not in a solitary location connected to Wi-Fi. Because it's really with the 4G or whatever that it really might make some kind of difference. All right, so I can take these clamps off now. Then I just have to do the sides and the center. This material OSB that I'm using for the surface is not like really meant for anything that should look fancy or have a perfectly flat quality to it. It's weird. Wait a minute. Oh, 27 inches, I forgot. Well, I didn't center these, but whatever. We're just gonna leave them where they're at. It's one of those little errors that I make because it don't really matter. It's just if I'm gonna try to make it all measured and nice, I should do it right. But I'm not gonna pull those out. It should be shifted over a little bit because it's 27 inches across, not 24. Forgot about that. But we'll just leave it where it's at. This stuff is used for subfloor in houses and stuff like that, so it's not really meant to be a presentation. You usually just put this down to give your floor stability and strength, and then you put something else on top for actual use or presentation. So I'm not really using it in a way that it maybe would normally be used, but I just needed to do something cheap and functional. It doesn't need to look amazing. But let's do this side right. Actually, let's not do this side right. Or will we? There's already holes here. Yeah, I'm just gonna use those holes. Since this side, I forgot I already used this for some other purpose. And then I realized I needed to remove it. I don't remember what the story there was. It's on my live stream. It's just, I forgot. So it already has holes. I'm just gonna use these holes even though they're not perfectly spaced for the width of this thing. It'll look better to use the holes that are there rather than make more holes. There'll actually be one extra over here that doesn't really need to be there, but and that's actually right in between those two boards. Probably right in between those instead of into a board. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, are we done? Are we absolutely done, or am I forgetting something? I think we're 100% done with this. Oh, no. I almost forgot the center screws. They aren't totally necessary, but I think it's a good idea to do them, especially since it's two boards coming together. The only annoying thing about the center area is that as I drill or put the screws in there, it's going to chip up the board and make an irregular surface there, but that's okay. Like I said, without revealing what I'm using these for, I can say safely that I don't really need it to be perfectly flat. It's not crucial. Again, I'm not measuring these because there's already holes here that I'm lining up with that they're not necessarily exactly where I want, but they're gonna work fine. Nothing exact or how I want it about this work surface because of the fact that I had to cut 2 boards at shorter length instead of 1 continuous board, so it's already at a disadvantage as far as my preferences go. So I'm not going to squabble about little details at this point. That's a nasty chip to come off there. Now I think we can safely say that I am 100% finished. The only other thing is on the lower, on this one I actually did do the middle boards. As far as down the middle, on the middle and the bottom shelf, I did do those. On the first one, I haven't done that yet. So technically the first one of these that I made is not finished till I screw those center pieces in, but they don't even need it because just the weight of objects on it is going to push it down and doesn't need those screws in there particularly. But this is completely done. Let me make sure it showed in video angle just to show what it looks like. Yeah, this thing is totally done. Start using it. Technically, I'm going to end up boring holes in this to install different machinery, like a wood vise and other pieces that I'm going to use for the actual end purpose for which I made this. So in that sense, it's not complete, but generally speaking, in its initial unmodified form, it's totally done. It rolls around really easily, super sturdy. And yeah, I got 2 of them. I don't know if you can see the one behind. Yeah. So that one over there is the first one I made. Here we got the second one. So I sort of have a wish to eventually make 3 of them, but 2 is sufficient for my purposes, I think. Actually, you know what would be kind of fun? Let's see how close they match up. I'm not necessarily 100% confident that they will match up. Just for fun, since that will complete the story of this streaming journey of construction. Let's see how closely they match in their height. And for that matter, let's see if they're the same approximate width and all that stuff. I changed the design, like from this first one. After building it, I had some design changes. It's basically the same, but the way that I put them together is slightly different. So let's just see. It's literally perfect. One continuous surface with no height difference at all. It's awesome. Quite happy about that. Show it up close here. Oops. Check that out. It's like no difference in height. They're exactly the same. So all my measurements came to fruition quite nicely. So if I want one long continuous 8-foot wide work surface, I've got it. And then if I want to move them around or do whatever, you can do that too. As far as know why I would do that, but I could use these as sawhorses, like I could move these apart, put boards from that side to this side, or put a floating shelf between the two if I had a reason to do that. So yeah, they match up pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with that. I am quite happy with the results. So yeah, that's kind of the end of that story. If I make a third one, it's not going to be probably soon. So we're basically done with this whole thing. I guess the other thing I can do is move them into the general position where they'll be. Just show that real quick, just for fun. All right, now I have a new lease on life as far as movement and space. So that's essentially where they're going to be. Just at the end of the shop there. Get the light over here, so let's see. Yeah, so that's how they'll be. I'll just have like this whole work area from side to side. And if I make a third one, I'll be able to do cool stuff like this. I have one that's kind of like this direction on one side, and then this one can come up next to it like that. And if I have a third one, it can go over there kind of like this. And you know, if I want, I can move these a little forward to have more space on my side, so I can be working in here, turn over here, and then if I have a third one, it will be over this way. And I can do all sorts of different configurations. I can put if that has its brake on now. Okay. Felt like it was dragging a little bit. If I want, I can have two like this, and then be, you know, working over here and move over this way. It's just quite a variety of possibilities for setup. Yeah, so mission accomplished. I think I'm pretty happy with how this all turned into. If you looked with a fine-tooth comb, you'd notice that the position of the boards is slightly different, but they do line up just great. And yeah, that's it. I think that's probably all I'm going to do with these, other than putting holes and adding tools and machinery on top of them. But that I won't do that on stream. That's just something I'll do months later, whenever it happens. But yeah, that's it for these. End of story on the workbenches. The next thing that I'm going to make, I don't know when I'll do it, maybe early next week. I don't usually do these kind of work projects on Sunday. And so maybe on Monday I'll get a start on the giant thing that's like twice as big as these, like 2.5 or 3 of these combined. It's a giant thing. So yeah, that'll be fun. That'll take a while. So anyway, I think that's it for this stream. I might do another live stream later, but it's going to be completely different content since I'm a variety streamer. I read the Bible every day, almost every day. Sometimes I read it twice to make up for missed days and stuff. So if you don't want to get into the spiritual stuff, but you like me as a person, and because when I'm doing this stuff, I'm not all talking about Jesus in the Bible. So if you like this content, feel free to stick around and subscribe and follow. And you just can ignore the Bible stuff if you don't like that. I also do hiking streams where I'm out and about. and with terrible signal sometimes, but amazing views and fun adventures. Sometimes do crafting streams. On a rare occasion, I'll do a retro video game stream. And I do soccer ball juggling streams, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, if any of that interests you, feel free to follow. But any of you who came along the host who are still here or watch this later, I won't count it against you if you unfollow if you don't like some of the stuff I do. I don't really care about having a big channel, so I'm kind of a small streamer. But anyway, thank you for that host and the kind people that came by and kept me company. And I will see you all later.